Standard sedation practice in the RCP varies. A lot of hospitals and anaesthetists prefer a general anaesthetic. I actually don't think that's required in the RCP. We've always undertaken the RCP with deep sedation using nasal prong oxygen. I think deep sedation is completely appropriate in 99% of patients. I use Optiflow for ERCP because it can be a long procedure, it can be a complex procedure, and it's important that once we start, we can complete the intervention. I don't want to be interrupted during the procedure with patients desaturating. So we use it in that setting because it optimises the deep sedation. I think one of the key benefits of using Optiflow for ERCP is avoidance of general anaesthesia. Patients are in a semi-prone position and it is a long procedure. The use of Optiflow just maintains their oxygen saturations and allows us to perform a smoother, more efficient procedure.
Optiflow is very good for ERCP in my opinion because it's the increased FiO2 that comes with it and also the CO2 clearance. As far as the benefits are concerned in the situation of ERCP, the people that I particularly like it on are the sleep apnea patients, and on top of that would be also people who have got decreased FRC, functional residual capacity. So they're the patients probably that are overweight. The increased patient safety comes from the fact that you get an FiO2 that's higher than you would get with nasal prongs, standard nasal prongs with 2 or 4 litres per minute. With sedation with the ERCP, there are critical times during the ERCP where you need increased amount of sedation when the scope initially goes in through the pharynx, and the other is when they're in place and they're actually blowing up a balloon, often in the bile duct, and pulling that through to get a stone out. Patients need to be reasonably deep during the ERCP for that, and so they require a deeper level of sedation. High flow nasal oxygen is very beneficial in as far as you can give higher amounts of sedation to keep the patient comfortable and still and safe, and they're maintaining their oxygenation, and on top of that their CO2 is continuing to be cleared.
In our practice we try and encourage the visiting doctors to use Optiflow if we feel it's appropriate. Obviously the decision's up to them.
Well, Optiflow fits into our daily routine because it's just so easy to set up, and we just set it up every day at the start of the day and
use it.
And use it.
In patients for whom we've used Optiflow, we don't get a lot of feedback. And that's the key, I think. As far as the patient's concerned, they undergo a deep sedation, they have a procedure, and usually they have a good outcome, and that's really all they're concerned about. I haven't received any negative feedback in respect of Optiflow or indeed their sedation. I think no news is good news.